All right, so you're welcome to our today's class. Today we are still on the course between 152. This lady with eyeglass, you make noise in this class too much. You disturb. You look so innocent, but you disturb too much this class. Now we have so we are still on the course between 152, basic dispensing theory 1. So we look at granules. In our last class, I told you that granules just agglomeration. You know, when you agglomerate powder, you form what? Granules. So just powder particles that come together to form what? Granules. In a layman's what? Language. In a layman language, powder come together to form what? Granules. And I told you why it happens. To ease what? Flowability, right? To ease what? Flowability. So granules are agglomerated. Granules are powders agglomerated to produce large free-flowing particles. They are powders agglomerated to form free-flowing particles. Just listen. Leave your hand out. Listen to me. Leave hand out for now. Listen to me. You have everything. You have everything, but listen to what I'm explaining. Leave the hand out for now. Try to listen to what I'm explaining. I say that. Who do not understand? Is it what I said that you don't understand? Speak and let me know now. Is it what I said? Okay, it's not what I said. I said that granules are powders agglomerated to produce large free-flowing particles. So actually, granules are larger than what? The particle size is larger than what? Powder. So we are going to describe the process of this what? Agglomeration. So that's what we're going to discuss in granulation. Granulation is the process of we need to produce what? Granules from what? Powder. So when we get there, we will explain how to achieve that. But the basic thing I want you to understand that granules are what? Powders that are what? Agglomerated to form what? Large free-flowing what? Particles. You say sorry. Okay, thank you. I thought you wanted to ask a question or something. All right, so now, of course, the particles of granules particles are larger than what? Powder particles. Confirmed, right? Good. And another thing that they are irregularly shaped. Granules are what? Irregularly shaped because of how they come together, how they lump together. They are what? Their shape are what? Irregular. So they don't have a particular what? Shape. Am I communicating? So the process, I told you that the process of this granule production is called what? Granulation. It's called what? Granulation. The process itself is called what? Granulation. Granulation. Now, one thing about granules is that granules can act as intermediate. Sorry, man. They can act as intermediate in tablets production, even in capsule what? Production. Because in tablet production, that's what is called granulation. There's what is called what? Granulation in what? In capsule what? In tablet what? Production. So that granulation is that, first of all, in that granulation process, powders are first agglomerated to form granules. Then that granules that is formed now will now be compressed to form what? Tablets. Powders first agglomerated to form what? Granules. So granules are now what? Compressed to form what? Tablets. And also, even in capsule formation, they also serve as intermediate. Intermediate mean in between. So they first form granules and now enclosed in what? Shell. In capsule what? Shell. So these are different ways you can use granules as what? Intermediates. As what? Intermediates. So granules are used as intermediates in tablet and capsule what? Preparation. Now, by the time we look at tablet formation and tableting, there's part of the tableting machine we call it goes like this. It slows down like this. The powder that is already made in granule, the granulated powder, we need to flow. And when you granulate powder, you improve their what? Flowability. They flow from the hopper down to what? The die. Is that clear? Down to what? Die. That die is where the powder, that granules fill, and the punch. It will not be punching it. As you punch it, tablet will now come out. Punch it. So that's what happens. Okay, who? As is punching it, tablet will now be what? Is that clear? So if tablet doesn't, if the powder is not made to flow like that, that means there's possibility of the punch enclosing empty, the one that doesn't contain the what? Granules. And apart from not producing the right and apart from not producing what you want, it also causes wear and tear.
Please, they want to feel something outside.
Who?
The two of them.
They will do what? They will now, apart from having issues with not producing what you wanted to produce, it will cause wear and tear of the what? Machine. Because they will keep hitting on each other. Empty die. The punch will just be hitting on it empty. And it's a problem. When we get to tablet, we discuss that. But I want you to know that, I want you to see what we use, what? Granules. It can be used as what? Intermediates. Now, so why do we prepare granules? A typical example of who knows how to make gari here? Not about to eat, processed gari. So if you know how to process it, this is a typical example of granulation. Is it what? It's a typical example of what? Granulation. First, the cassava you process is in what? Powder form. Even though yes, is remember that before you start the roasting, right? Yes, or is it frying? Because you use frying. Okay, what if between frying and roasting?
Roasting, they put it on fire.
That is not frying. It's not frying. What is frying?
Frying is involving oil.
Now, is it every garri you put oil? Even the one you put oil in, even the one you put oil, that is not frying. It's roasting. You see people say that we are frying granite. You're not frying granite. You are roasting granite. This granite you are eating is roasting. It's not fried granite. It's wrong. It's roasting. Okay, what is the difference between what you do to granite and what you do to gari? It's same thing. But we call it frying, fine. But I'm telling you what it is, actually what it is. Now, hello, are we together? So that process, what we are doing is that first of all, see what happens. That starch, that cassava, whatever. You have pressed it, right? The water is gone, right? It's dry, right? You pass it through mesh. Watch. The one that enter the merge is powdery, but one that comes out of it is in granulated form. It becomes somehow the particle size have increased. After that, now that thing you are doing, you are drying it. That is a what? Dry. When you are done, you get it as granules, dried. This is typically the principle behind granulation. This is what you see in granulation. That all these stages is what you pass through in what? Granulation. But they may bear different names. But this is the same skeleton. This is the same thing, the same process. Am I communicating? So if you understand how you process garret, this is what granulation is all about. By that time you are passing it, you are doing like this. The thing is passing through the mesh size and coming out in the pan. That one there has a larger particle size than the particle size of the one you were doing like this before. So that's what happens. So now by the time you go to the process of preparation, you will now understand it better. So and a very important question is this: why do we prepare granules? That's a very important question. Why do we prepare granules? The reason behind granules preparation. Why we prepare granules is to avoid powder aggregation. To avoid powder what? When the powder aggregates on the hopper, they will not flow well. True of us, they will not flow well. You need them to come together as separate entities. Let's assume now they are supposed to flow. Look up now. Look up. You know that granules now, when you dry it, they are on their own. Hope you know. Are you aware? They are somehow on their own like this. Hope you know. Now, but as far as small particles, there's this small particular interparticulate interaction between them. Just as this another way to pass through this place. If we pass through this place, respecting ourselves and holding and staying on our own, independently, we can pass through this place comfortably, right? But if we start holding each other, we may not pass through at a faster rate. True of us. So this is what happens when powder aggregates. They will not flow well. But if you granulate it like this, they can do what? Flow well. So that's one of the reasons why we do what? To avoid powder what? Aggregation. Now, what's that? Any issue? Good. Okay. To avoid powder what? Aggregation. Now, another reason why, which I have already mentioned, another reason why we formulate, why we prepare granules is to enhance powder flowability. To enhance powder what? Flowability. So to make the powder to do what? Flow easily. Is that clear? Yeah. So this is also another reason why we formulate powder. Sorry, why we granulate, okay? Then another reason why we granulate is to Are we together? Another reason why we granulate is to improve. You are doing physics in my class. Hey. Okay. I'm coming now. You're coming down. I'm coming.
No, you should be serious now.
Okay, serious now. That's good. I like that. You also serious now. That's good. That's good. I like that. You are doing resistor in my class. Huh? All right. So now the third point is that is to improve the what? Porosity. Porosity. thereby enhancing wetting. Thereby enhancing wetting. I'm coming, I will explain. Wetting. Now you know these granules, look up. This granules is porous. This granules is porous. See what I mean. These powder particles are like this on their own, small thing. But when you now form that what granules, you find out that some of them they come together. You see those powder particles like this come together like this. There is pores in between them. Is that clear? Pores. So granules has higher porosity than what? Powder. And it helps for what? Wetting. Doing what? Powder doing what? In fact, if you use granules now as a dosage form, you know what I told you that granules can be used as a dosage form on its own. It can also be used as intermediate for capsule and tablet formulation. Now, because of that pause now, if you use it as the dosage form, it improves wetting. Water can easily do what? Penetrate the inside. Let's assume you want to put it and dissolve it and take. Am I getting? It enhances what? Porosity. That's one thing. The reason why we do what? We prepare as well. But what moisture may not be able to penetrate powder like that, powder particle like that, because of what? The size and how they look like. Unlike what? Now, and another reason why we formulate it we formulate powder as granules is that it improves what? Compressibility of powder. Compressibility. So now that they are like this, once the punch hits pump, they come together. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
They come together. They can easily come together as one mass. Unlike when they are like this in powder. Just get powder now, hit it. Some will follow the punch and go. When punch goes up, if you hit just powder that pump, some will adhere to punch and go their way. But granules will do what? Come together. Cohesiveness, they will come together and form a mass. Am I communicating? So this is why what the nature of granules will impact during what? Tablet what? Formation and what have you. Now, the next reason why we formulate as what? Granules, powder as granules is that some materials that are slightly hygroscopic, we have discussed what hygroscopic substances are, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Some materials that are slightly hygroscopic may form cake. You know what cake is? Not the cake you eat, oh. They may form cake. Why are you laughing? Where is your notes? You eat biscuit and lick the pepper, and you are now confused. Where is your pen and paper? Are you going to get it?
Are we going to sell the materials?
In fact, come here. Get it. Come here. My eyes are now on you from today onwards. Oh yeah, get your paper and paper. If you see how you will lick it there. She didn't know I was there looking at her. Oh yeah, be writing. You know, that's how you eat it. That's how you don't know where to start from. You confuse. Oh yeah, start from anywhere like start. Then I say that some materials that are slightly. When I say material, I mean powder now, because we are talking about why we granulate it. So some powders, let me call the actual name. Some powders that are slightly hygroscopic, they make cake. You know that if something is hygroscopic, what happens that thing will absorb moisture, right? It will not dissolve, but it may become sticky. Now, powder that is hygroscopic, if you leave it, they will absorb moisture and form cake. If you now use it, the form cake. Cake is that they will now come together. And if you see a caked material, it's gone because you will not be able to break it. You just form same complete big mass together. Good. You see Milo? It's cake. That is example of cake. And also some antacid. Some antacid they did not use good suspending agent to formulate. If you leave it under normal circumstance, if you leave suspension, it will settle. If the company use a good suspending agent, if you do like this, they will go up again. But if you see a company if you see the one that has the issue, either that is that issue, either there's microbial attack on the suspending agent, or that the company did not use a good suspending agent. If you look at the bottle, this is the bottle of the suspension. At the bottom here, you see white cake here, white lump here. The on top here will be clear, very, very clear that I can see your eyes from to this place. Then here will now form white mass. Now, if the company used a good suspending agent, if you do like this, everything will go up again. That's why I say you should shake it before you do what? Use. That thing you see here is packed by ingredients are packed there. Ingredients are what? Packed there. Now, but if they don't use a good suspending agent, or even if they use good suspending agent and there is an attack by microbes that do not allow the suspending agent to work again, if there's anything like that, what you form here is una cake, white solid. If you do it like this, they will not shake. They will not miss again. If you like, hit it on the floor, they will not shake. Even if they break away, they just break it into pieces. They will not mix up again. You have lost that suspension. And if you give that suspension, you are giving nonsense.
I want to use one example.
Let me hear me here.
Like this attachment. If you use that small like if you use normal water, like normal slime water, like square water, does it mean that we cannot even use it again for it? Does it mean that one is? I don't know if you understand.
Let me understand your point.
Attachment,
Okay, attachment, is it injection you are talking about? Okay.
no, attachment is attachment.
Injection.
The injection.
Okay.
So it adds water for injection and one small vitamin for that.
Okay.
So in some cases that maybe you mistakenly use water for injection before, it forms this cake you're talking about.
Okay.
It forms this puff. Doesn't mean that particular mixture cannot be used. If you give it to the patient like that, it doesn't like it won't work. Sometimes when you do that, you just try to mismanage everything.
No, what I'm talking about is I'm talking about cake. If a cake is formed, do like this. If at all it will leave this base, they will come as lump like that. Boom. So what you are forming, cake has not been formed in that thing you are saying. Once they can mix up, it's not cake. Cake is that it will just form solid mass under it, at the bottom. Solid mass at the bottom. That if you do like this, they will remain on top. Unless you push it, all of them will just come out, boom. Highest it will crack, but it will not mix up again. I don't know. That one is not particle now. It's cake now. It's no longer particles now. It comes out as cake. What you see is a breakaway from the cake that will not mix up again. That's why I say it's gone. It's gone. There are some injections that are not actually solution. We have emotion depending on where you are administering the injection. But most of the things that pass through the veins are normally solutions. Am I completing? But the point I'm making is that once a cake is formed, it's gone. You can never retrieve that suspension again. It's gone. Ask.
If you say granules are more likely to stick together, are they not more likely to form the cake?
No. See, the powder, look up. The powder cake, if granules come together, remember they have pores. Am I competing? That pores there, water will penetrate inside and anything formed. That pores, once water enter to that pore, they will just dismantle. But unlike powder that have no the pores, they will not. The water. Do you know why the cake is not opening up? Because the water particle no space, nowhere to enter the intermolecular distribution of that powder that come together. That's why it's cake. It's caked and form a solid. So the porosity is low. Unlike granules, is that clear? Even if granules come together, once water enters, everything. Is that clear? So materials. So the point I'm trying to make here is that the material that are powder that are hygroscopic, if you store them as powder, they will cake. Have you noticed that? Even your cement.
Yeah, cake, yeah.
Keep them for a long time, they just cake up.
Yeah.
True of us, even your cement.
Even paint.
Even paint.
Yeah.
But if it were to be what granules, even you are gari. When they come together, you can easily do what? You can do that, depending. But how do you mean just powder? Forget it, it's gone. It's gone. So to avoid that kicking, you can granulate that powder to make it to be granules form and store it. Is that clear? Because whenever they come in contact with moisture, they will do what? They will do what? Open up again. Because of the what? Porosity. Now,
Number 6.
what are you writing?
I'm writing the results.
Hello. Let's go to the next. Let's look at classification of granules. Classification of granules. So just go straight to the point. Here we look at effervescent granules. Oh, Chim. Effervescent. Effervescent granules. We have coated granules. Coated, yes. Coated. We have gastro-resistant granules. The modified release granules. Gastro-resistant and modified release. Modified release. So we look at examples under each of these. I said effervescent granules, coated granules, gastro-resistant granules, modified release what? Granules. So let's look at effervescent granules. Let's look at effervescent what? Granules. Do you know why I didn't mention uncoated granules? Because granules, your parent normally is what? Uncoated. So granules, that one is there. That one there. Is that clear? So huh? Have you finished mentioning the one that I gave you? Uncoated is normal. The first step normal one you produce as you are done with. Once you granulate, the next what you produce is what? Uncoated. So that's why it's not really a much